Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys tier lists for every single role in the game in the current update. And let me just yet again, so much has changed. Now, especially a lot has changed in the dragon lane, in the mid lane, in the jungle. Just people are kind of figuring out some really good picks. So now let me talk to you about the tiers. So we're starting with the Baron lane, and there is one thing that hasn't changed, which is Gragas. Guys, Gragas, oh my god. I honestly feel like I have to prove it, because I don't see that much Gragas in the game. Gragas is like undisputably the best Baron laner in the game. You know what? I've already made tank Gragas, I've already made hybrid Gragas, I've already made a lot of Gragas. If this video reaches, let's say, 1,500 likes, I will also make a full AP Gragas video, because full AP Gragas, just the amount of burst damage that you deal is out of this world. It's seriously out of this world. You will deal so much damage and you will be tanky. It's just, you know, if you want to see it, give the video a like. And yeah, you know, it's just broken. I even made like a separate tier for Gragas, S++ tier, but then I took him away from it because I was like, you know, he's really good, but he's not completely utterly broken though. So after Gragas we have Camille. Camille received a nerf, but she's still really solid in the Baron lane. Especially with that second ability, you can just really easily win your lane with it. Malphite, very solid. He has really like, he doesn't really win or lose a lot of matchups. He's just easy. You can easily play your lane, and you'll always be a really annoying tank to deal with for the enemy team. And it's just, you know, Malphite is just a really solid Baron laner, a good pick into almost every single champion in the game. And here we have a champion that I honestly feel like, why are people not playing Riven? Why are people not playing this completely, utterly, most disgustingly good champion? Let me tell you something. I only have like 20 Riven games, but yet I think I have like 3 Riven gameplay videos. Why? First of all, I'm actually pretty good at the game and I really understand Riven. But secondly, this should show you how good Riven is. If a person like me with only 20 games on Riven can already absolutely demolish the enemy with only 20 games on Riven, this champion, let me tell you, if you get good at this champion especially, it probably deserves S+ tier, probably. But there is a single weakness to Riven, guys, and it is big CC. See, the thing is, Wild Rift has a lot of CC, and if you don't know how to deal with it, you're gonna get demolished on Riven. So you can, but the thing is, you can buy the blue boots and you can buy QSS. When people figure out that QSS is a really good enchantment, that's when Riven is gonna rise. I'm calling it right now. Riven, insane. Fiora, you know, with that HP nerf, it hurts. It definitely hurts her laning, but it's still Fiora, really, really solid. Garen and Renekton, I shouldn't even talk about them, just very good picks. I do want to talk about Graves, however. I honestly, he's not overhyped. I don't want to say he's overhyped. He did get a nerf, by the way. In the recent patch, he got a nerf. I just feel like he's no. You know what? He's not that bad. He's over here at top of the S tier. The nerf hurt him a little bit, but he's still really, really good, right? It's not that bad. No. I did him wrong there. Graves is still really, really solid in the Baron lane. And here, you know, we have so many champions that are just really good. Jax has risen. You know, the buff that this really makes Jax way better in the Baron lane. Teemo, you know, on the bottom of the A tier. Don't forget about him. Vayne, really solid. Tryndamere. All these champions are just really, really good, guys. But by the way, there's a huge gap. Actually, I should honestly put him here, but the thing is, then I would have to put Darius here too, because between the S+ tier and the S tier, if you look at it right now, there is a pretty huge gap between the S tier and S+ tier, and then the rest of the list, honestly. But I'll keep it like this because they don't quite deserve to be in the S tier. Alright, onto the jungle, and here, Kha'Zix, guys. Kha'Zix. I have another Kha'Zix video coming tomorrow. It was a 4 versus 5 game. And let me just tell you, Kha'Zix is broken. Kha'Zix is the single best jungler in solo queue. All these lists are solo queue, by the way. Because if this was not solo queue, if this was team play, then Xin Zhao would be on the S+ tier. Wukong would be on the S+ tier. And where is he? Olaf. Olaf would be on the S tier, not the S+ tier. But since this is a solo queue tier list, Kha'Zix is the absolute hyper carry monster. Lee Sin, you know, the thing is, Kha'Zix and Xin Zhao can demolish Lee Sin. Also, Graves is pretty good at Lee Sin, so that's why Lee Sin is not in the S+ tier anymore. Doesn't make him a bad jungler. Still one of the best junglers in the early game. Xin Zhao, really, really solid. I'm working on a Xin Zhao video as well. He's just really good jungler. Wukong, with his ultimate especially, he provides so much team utility, but he's not the type of jungler that can completely solo carry. But as I said, he's still really powerful with his ultimate, his tankiness and everything. Camille shouldn't need an explanation. Camille is Camille. She's just really good. Graves. So the thing about Graves is, obviously he got good with the new items, right? But there is one really important thing that you need to know about Graves. Graves absolutely hard counters Master Yi. And now we're seeing a rise of Master Yi, right? Like after the buff, everyone is playing him and the big hype. Graves is one of the biggest counters to Master Yi. So whenever you see a Master Yi, just pick Graves. You will absolutely demolish the Master Yi, guys, especially in the early game. Talking about Master Yi, we actually got my boy Master Yi on top of the A tier right now. I mean, I know there's a lot of hype around him. I know he's so good. Like, let me tell you, in low elo, he's definitely S tier. Like, if you go to low elo, bronze, silver, gold, he's definitely S tier. Probably even S plus tier, honestly. Probably S plus tier. Because they don't know how to deal with Master Yi. Because Master Yi has a single weakness, which is early game. That's literally his only weakness. Because even CC, which is his weakness, is not a problem in the late game. Because his ultimate allows him to deny slows. His first ability allows him to dodge CC. If you get Mercury threats, you'll be stunned, rooted, charmed for lower time. And if you get QSS, even if you get a big stun on you, you can dodge it. So CC is not a problem for Master Yi. It's all the early game. And in higher elos, they like most people know how to deal with Master Yi. Because you can invade his jungle, you can play aggressively, just, you know, demolish him in the early game. But in the low tier, no. And that's why he's in the A tier, by the way, because his early game is just the worst. It's the worst early game. It's probably the worst early game from all these champions, except for maybe Amumu. Like, his early game probably D tier. Rengar, one-shot potential. This is a one-shot champion. He's really good. But if you're unable to one-shot, he's not going to be that good, guys. That's why he's in the A tier. It's kind of a coin flip champion. If you snowball, you win. If you get behind and you can't one-shot, you really heavily have to rely on picking off enemies. I also want to talk about Evelynn, who's all the way on the bottom of the A tier. And Evelynn, guys, she doesn't feel that good anymore. I've played her a little bit. She is, I mean, she is not bad. That's why she's in the A tier. She's just not S tier anymore. With all the nerfs that she received, she cannot steal objectives anymore, and her passive doesn't heal her up as much anymore. You know, there's just better options than Evelynn right now. And here we also have Fiora. This is the first time that I've ever put Fiora in the jungle tier list, and she's rising in the jungle, guys. She is. It seems like she's doing pretty well, and she seems to fit the jungle role, guys. Even though it may seem a bit weird. She has quite good ganking potential with her ultimate and her first ability and her third ability, which slows the enemy. She's just, you know, pretty good in the jungle. I might have to make a video on it. We will see, but yeah. And here, you know, Fizz, he has dropped, guys. They nerfed jungle Fizz again. He is also really weak in the early game, and it takes him really long to take the farm now. And he's gonna get really low in his jungle. So if you invade him in the early game, he's useless. And we have Mundo as well. Mundo got a pretty nice buff. And honestly, let me tell you guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. I honestly don't know how good Mundo is going to be. I don't know yet. I have not played him. I've only played against a few in the new patch. But I can already tell he's better. I just don't want to put him any higher than the A tier because I just haven't seen it yet. And maybe I'll make a video on it because then I'll know, right? Because then I actually play Mundo. I'll play him for like 30, 40, 50 games and I'll know. Like, I just don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So now onto the mid lane, and this list it changed as well. So the thing that hasn't changed is Akali and Ziggs. I mean, these champions are just Akali. We all know about Akali. If someone is good at Akali, he's gonna steamroll your team. Ziggs is just a champion that deals the most insane amount of poke damage and sustained damage in team fights. It's like it is insane. It's insane. He provides a lot of slows. Insane damage with his first ability, third ability, ultimate. He's just, you know, a real force to be reckoned with in team fights. Now, I put Corki in the S plus tier as well. The thing about Corki is, if you just pick him into the right composition against melee champions that cannot really dive you easily, like Braum, like Shyvana, like, I don't know, Gragas, like Tryndamere, like, you know, there's a lot. If you pick him against these melee champions that cannot one-shot you, he's insane. S plus tier. The amount of damage that Corki deals is just out of this world, really. He's so powerful in the mid lane, in the dragon lane, everywhere. Twisted Faith, really, really good as well, guys. Really, really, really good champion in the current patch. His ultimate, which allows for the ganks, just the way that Twisted Faith works, is really, really powerful, guys. Katarina is just like Akali, but the champion is just not as broken as Akali, because they nerfed her pretty hard lately, you guys remember? But she still has absolute carry potential. She's in the S tier. Now Zed, let me talk to you about Zed. There's this new item, Cyrilla's Grudge, which slows enemies, which kinda made Kha'Zix broken, which kinda made Zed really good, which kinda made there's more champions. Like, this item really enabled a lot of champions, and the reason that it enables Zed is because his abilities will slow you a lot, you know, because of the Cyrilla's Grudge. Now, especially with his ultimate, they nerfed Zed a while ago, where they took away width from his shuriken, so you can't really auto aim it anymore after his ultimate, but now you still can, because you have Cyrilla's Grudge. You slow the enemy, and then you're going to be able to freely hit all your shurikens on the enemy. That's what makes Zed so powerful. Galio, Galio is so strong, guys. He's tanky. He deals an insane amount of poke damage. He has a lot of CC, and he absolutely hard counters ability power melee champions like Fizz, like Katarina, like Akali, like Evelynn, like Gragas. You know, he's really, really good against those champions. And just even if you're not against those champions, he's just very solid in the mid lane, guys. Really, really solid with his ultimate and everything like that. Who should I talk about too? Ahri, you know, very good. Fizz, the absolute one-shot champion in the later game. He's not very strong in the early game, but when you reach level 5... Oh, wait, they nerfed his ultimate cooldown as well. No. I forgot that they forgot about the ultimate cooldown nerf. I'm sorry, guys. No. He's not S tier. No. He's not even here. So they nerfed his ultimate cooldown quite a lot, so you cannot spam his ultimate anymore. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Because of that, Fizz is actually going down to the A tier. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's so stupid. Lucian, very solid in the mid lane. Not the most amazing, but it's Lucian. He's a really good champion. Diana has dropped a little bit since like a few months, but she's still really good. She's still really, really good with her ultimate. She's still A tier worthy. Let's just say that, guys. Alright, let's go to the next tier list, which is the Dragon lane. And this lane, the thing is about Kai'Sa, I played a lot of Kai'Sa lately, because I put her a little bit down in the tier list. Oh, by the way, I forgot a champion, Akshan. Let me just show you in every tier list where Akshan would be, because the one that made this tier list didn't actually put Akshan with it. So let me show you where Akshan is gonna be with the Master Yi right here. So this is the Baron lane. Akshan would be here, on top of the B tier. On top of the B tier. Definitely not bad, but not the most amazing. In the jungle, he doesn't rank. In the mid lane, we're gonna take Master Yi again. In the mid lane, he would be somewhere around the B tier as well. Somewhere here, behind or after Lulu. He's just not the most amazing mid laner. And in the Dragon lane, where's Master Yi again? The Dragon lane, he would be on top of the B tier again. So all in all, he's just a B tier champion really right now. Maybe he could enter the A tier, maybe. But the thing is, he just doesn't provide that much. It's, you know, he got buffed pretty well. That's what makes him B tier, because he used to be even worse. But I just feel like he needs a little more, just a little more to make him in the A tier. You know, in the A tier, maybe even enter the S tier. Okay, let's not talk about the Dragon lane. Kai'Sa, you know, I played her a lot. Just this champion is still insane, especially with Solaris Chargeblade now with the new item. Really, really good on her. Ezreal, incredible champion. Cyrilla's Grudge is yet again an item that really enables Ezreal. Ezreal was already really good, but Cyrilla's Grudge makes him even better. And even if you need to reduce healing from the enemy, you do not build a Mortal Reminder on Ezreal. You just build Executioners, you know, the 1000 gold item, the green sword, and then you build the Cyrilla's Grudge. That's how broken Cyrilla is, guys. That is seriously how broken Cyrilla is. Lucian, still broken, guys. He's really, really powerful in the Dragon lane. Absolutely insane. They did nerf Essence Reaver, however, which is his core item, but still, you know, Lucian is just so powerful in the Dragon lane. Now, Xayah also really, really good, especially good against those diving champions because of her third ability, right? The root. And her ultimate really provides a thing that is so amazing for her, because if you're against champions like Fizz, like Camille, like what else? Annie, like Gragas, who have these insane abilities that can absolutely one-shot you, just dodge it with your ultimate. Just dodge it with your ultimate. That's what you can do on Xayah, guys. Now, Corki, S tier. The reason that he's not S plus tier is very simple, because he is actually S plus tier, but he kind of suffers from range. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. And the way that you're gonna suffer as a Corki in lane is if the enemy has ranged support champions, especially Nami. Especially Nami. So when you're against a Nami or a Janna or Soraka or I don't know, Seraphim, you're on these ranged supports, they're actually gonna be able to bully you a little bit in the lane. But Corki is still Corki and you're gonna come on top on the late game. But that's the only reason that he's not in the S plus tier, just saying. Now I dropped Vayne from the S plus tier to the S tier because I really, you know, I felt like Vayne is a bit overhyped. And I also overhyped her a little bit. She's really, really good. I want to say that, but she's not S plus tier. She's not as good as the S plus tier champions, guys. Jinx, I brought her up to the S tier. And the whole reason is Lulu. If you don't play Jinx with Lulu, then Jinx would be somewhere here on the bottom of the A tier or on top of the B tier. But as I said, the reason that I put her in the S tier is with Lulu. I always recommend you, if you want to play Jinx, to first pick, not first pick, but as in pick Lulu before you pick Jinx, because that's really what enables Jinx, Lulu. If you don't pick Lulu, Jinx becomes infinitely weaker. It's so much weaker, so much weaker. So pick Lulu and then pick Jinx. Then she's on the bottom of the S tier. Otherwise, she's probably on the B tier, somewhere here, maybe on bottom of the A tier. Draven, guys, new Bloodthirster. They buffed it with 10 attack damage. Oh, that's Draven is gonna love that one. Draven is really gonna love that one. A tier, guys. Boom, on top of the A tier. We all know Varus. Varus is also a champion with the Cyrilda's Grudge, guys. When you buy the Cyrilda's Grudge, every enemy you hit with your arrow is gonna get slowed by the Cyrilda's Grudge, which is insanely powerful in teamfights, guys. I'm gonna make a Misfortune video soon too. She's solid. She definitely became better with Essence Reaper, Solaris Charge Rate. Basically, with the new items, she did become better. Ashe. Look, I know Ashe can be good, but the thing is, in solo queue, Ashe is just the damage is just low. The damage is just so low. And Jhin, I love Jhin so much, and I'm so sad that he's all the way down there. The new item, I forgot what the name is called. Stormrazor. The new item Stormrazor definitely made Jhin better, but still, he sucks. He really sucks, guys. All right, onto the support tier list, and here. My love for Nami has risen, so I played like 50 games of Nami, maybe 50 games in the last patch only, just because how strong Nami is. I just want to tell you that I almost made a whole tier for Nami alone. Nami has always been this strong, that's the thing, but I just kind of discovered it right now, that Nami is actually this powerful. She is just everything she has to offer. I built champion rune on Nami, by the way. I don't know, why do I still not have a Nami video, by the way? I had such insane Nami games. I should make a Nami video. When you build Nami with the champion rune, your early game damage is just, you're going to be able to single-handedly bully the enemy laner as a support. Lulu S plus tier, because if you pick Lulu with Vayne or Jinx, they also become S tier or even S plus tier. Lulu is just so broken. It's such an annoying champion. And even if you pick her with Corki, even if you pick her with Kai'Sa, even if you pick her with Xayah, she's still just going to be able to provide so much extra damage, shielding, HP, everything. Senna S plus tier. This is a support that can actually carry games. She's definitely S plus tier. You have to play her the right way though, because you can actually die a lot on Senna. I made a lot of Senna videos, so you should really check it out, because this is one of the most fun support champions to play in the game by far. Janna, very solid. The Green Foot, aka Thresh. Now I'm pronouncing it right, I think. Otherwise, I'm going to be featured on Ignite Wild Rift, but yeah, let's hope that's not going to happen. Thresh. I think it's Thresh. I'm just going to say it. If it's awkward, if it's wrong, yeah, it sucks. But I really believe Thresh is S tier. Right now, people just suck at this champion. No, you know what? I'm not going to say Thresh. I'm just going to say Thresh. That's how I pronounce the name. I just can't say it the other way. I really feel like people have to get good at Thresh. And if they get good at him, he's going to be S tier. He's really, like, what his kit provides is out of this world. The amount of CC he has is insane. It's actually incredible how much CC he has. So I really feel like when people get good at Thresh, he's going to be S tier. Might even enter the S plus tier at some point. I don't want to say that yet, but definitely S tier. I forgot to put Teemo on this list, by the way. Here. Leona, really good. Really good with the diving. Like, she has so much CC chain, and you can catch out enemies with that third ability. It's incredible how big her CC chain is. So when catching out an enemy in your lane, she is the absolute perfect champion for that. Braum has become a bit more of a situational champion. You want to pick him against enemies that have projectiles to throw at you, right? So if they don't, then he's not going to be that good anymore. I mean, he's definitely going to be solid, but not the old Braum anymore. Alistar, underrated. This champion is very underrated. Alistar is really, really powerful. Soraka has risen up to the top of the B tier. The buff is really, really nice. It really rewards good Soraka players. I might make a Soraka video, but she's definitely not you cannot ignore Soraka anymore. She's still bad, but not super bad. The rest is not really important to talk about, and yeah, that was it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to give it a like, put down a comment under the video for the giveaway, blah blah blah, my Instagram as well. No one cares, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next HellsDevil video. Bye bye.